The fifth dimension isn't just a new space to explore. It's a challenge to our understanding of existence itself.
Have you ever wondered if what we see and experience is all there is to reality? What if beyond our 3 dimensions of space and the 4th dimension of time, there's another, more mysterious dimension? Today, we're looking into the speculative world of the 5th dimension, exploring the scientific theories and imaginative possibilities it presents. Let's start unraveling the enigma of what life might be like in the 5th dimension. Understanding the 5th dimension begins with a quick recap of the dimensions we are familiar with. In our everyday lives, we navigate 3 spatial dimensions: width, height, and depth. Adding the dimension of time, we move and plan our lives through 4-dimensional spacetime, but the concept of a 5th dimension extends beyond our everyday sensory experience and into the realms of theoretical physics. The 5th dimension is not something that can be easily visualized or explained with straightforward examples from our physical world. Instead, it requires us to think outside the conventional parameters of how we view reality. In theoretical models that include more than 4 dimensions, the 5th dimension is often described as a way to connect different points in spacetime that would otherwise seem unrelated. For example, it might allow for shortcuts in the fabric of space and time, known as wormholes, linking distant parts of the universe instantaneously. The implications of such a dimension are profound. It suggests that our understanding of the universe is not only incomplete, but potentially open to entirely new forms of observation and interaction. The 5th dimension could fundamentally alter our comprehension of the cosmos, providing explanations for phenomena that are currently beyond the grasp of modern physics. The transition from our familiar 4-dimensional experience to the 5th dimension is a topic of great speculation and imagination. If it were possible for a human to enter the 5th dimension, it would involve changes that go beyond mere physical relocation. This entry would likely necessitate a transformation of the individual's physical and mental faculties. Physically, the laws as we know them might no longer apply. Traditional concepts such as gravity and light may behave unpredictably or differently from our expectations. For instance, light could have properties that bend spacetime in visible, tangible ways, altering not just our perceptions but our very environment. Mentally and spiritually, entering the 5th dimension could expand our consciousness in ways hard to conceive. In a dimension where the barriers of time and space do not bind us, our minds might perceive past, present, and future events with equal immediacy. This condition could lead to a radical shift in how we perceive our existence and make decisions, profoundly impacting our psychological makeup and our understanding of life itself. Such a dimensional shift also poses philosophical questions about the nature of reality and our place within it. Are we merely visitors in this new dimension, or could we become permanent residents of this expanded reality? What might this mean for our identity and sense of purpose? While we look further into the concept of the 5th dimension, one of the most fascinating aspects to consider is how time might be perceived. Unlike our current understanding of time as a linear progression from past to future, time in the 5th dimension could be experienced in a completely non-linear fashion. This means that events from the past, present, and future could coexist or be accessible simultaneously. Imagine being aware of multiple timelines at once where you can see the potential outcomes of decisions before you make them. This radical change in time perception would naturally have profound effects on how individuals think and behave. Decision-making would transform, as one could potentially view the consequences of actions in real time across various scenarios. Memory might also be affected, with people being able to recall future events with the same clarity as past events, thereby altering the whole concept of experience and learning. Such a perspective on time would not only change personal experiences, but could revolutionize fields like physics, philosophy, and psychology. Scientists might be able to observe and study cosmic events, such as the formation of stars or the evolution of galaxies, in a way that is currently impossible, gaining insights into the universe that are now unimaginable. Entering the 5th dimension would also likely mean a dramatic redefinition of the physical laws that govern our world. What we now understand about forces such as gravity and electromagnetism might no longer hold true in the 5th dimension. Perhaps gravity could be manipulated easily, allowing for control over matter and energy that seems like magic by today's standards. Consider light, which is understood in our current dimension primarily as waves or particles that travel at a constant speed. In the fifth dimension, light might behave in entirely unexpected ways, possibly allowing us to manipulate its speed and direction freely. Such capabilities could lead to the development of new technologies for energy production, transportation, or even creating and modifying physical reality itself. The properties of matter could be fundamentally different. Materials might have characteristics that are contradictory or impossible in our four-dimensional understanding, like solids that pass through other solids without interaction, or liquids that maintain their volume without a container. The implications for technology and daily life in such a scenario are vast and could lead to a complete transformation of societal norms and physical interactions. These changes in the fundamental laws of physics would not only expand our technological horizons, but could also pose significant challenges. How do you build structures or maintain order in a world where physical laws are not just different, but variably applicable? The development of new kinds of engineering, science, and mathematics would be crucial for adapting to and thriving in the fifth dimension. While we look into the implications of life in the fifth dimension, one essential aspect to consider is communication. If we transcend the physical laws and constraints of time as we know them, how might we communicate? In a realm where time is nonlinear and spatial relationships are fundamentally altered, traditional verbal and written forms of communication might be insufficient or entirely obsolete. In the fifth dimension, communication could potentially evolve into forms that are more direct and instantaneous, possibly utilizing forms of telepathy or direct thought transference. Imagine a world where thoughts and emotions can be transmitted directly between minds, without the need for words or gestures. This form of communication would not only be faster, but could also be far more expressive, conveying not just ideas, but the full spectrum of emotions and sensory experiences that accompany them. This shift could profoundly impact interpersonal relationships and social structures. Misunderstandings based on language barriers or poor expression might become things of the past. However, it also raises significant questions about privacy and individuality. What does it mean for personal boundaries if everyone can communicate thoughts directly? Entering the fifth dimension could also lead to the development of new senses and abilities, expanding human perception beyond current limitations. With the altered laws of physics and enhanced methods of communication, individuals might develop the ability to perceive energy fields, see beyond the visible spectrum, or even interact with matter in fundamentally new ways. These new senses would allow us to experience the world in dimensions previously inaccessible. For instance, being able to see gravitational waves or magnetic fields could unveil aspects of the universe that are currently hidden from us. Moreover, the ability to interact with these forces could lead to new forms of art, architecture, and technology, fundamentally changing how we create and interact with our environment. Imagine having the ability to perceive multiple timelines simultaneously. This ability could allow individuals to navigate choices and actions with a clear understanding of potential outcomes, vastly enhancing decision-making processes and strategic planning. Such capabilities could revolutionize fields ranging from medicine to finance, providing unprecedented insight and foresight. As we continue to explore the profound changes that the fifth dimension could bring, it's important to consider its potential impact on identity and consciousness. In a world where time is not linear, communication is direct, and new senses unlock previously unseen layers of reality, our very sense of self might undergo a dramatic transformation. In the fifth dimension, the expansion of consciousness could lead to a more integrated perception of individuality and community. With the ability to directly share thoughts and emotions, the concept of a distinct, isolated self might blur, giving way to a more collective or communal consciousness. This could foster a deeper sense of empathy and understanding among individuals, potentially leading to a more harmonious social existence. This merging of consciousnesses raises important ethical and philosophical questions. What does it mean for personal autonomy if our thoughts and feelings are so easily accessible to others? How do we maintain individual rights and freedoms in a context where the barriers between minds are so diminished? These questions would need careful consideration as we navigate the complexities of identity in the fifth dimension. While the possibilities of the fifth dimension are intriguing, they also come with significant challenges and dangers. The shift to a higher dimension could lead to disorientation and confusion as our familiar markers of time and space lose their meaning. Without the conventional anchors of reality, individuals might struggle with a sense of unreality, finding it difficult to differentiate between what is perceived and what is objectively true. The ability to perceive and potentially manipulate the fundamental aspects of reality could lead to dangers of misuse or unintended consequences. If individuals have the power to alter physical laws or access multiple timelines, the potential for catastrophic mistakes or abuses increases. Safeguarding against such risks would require the development of new forms of governance, ethics, and controls that are adapted to the unique properties and possibilities of the fifth dimension. The potential for dimensional instability should not be underestimated. If the fifth dimension is not a stable or constant reality, but rather a state that can fluctuate or shift unpredictably, the physical and psychological impact on individuals could be profound. Coping with such instability would be a significant challenge, requiring new strategies for mental and physical health. As we imagine living in the fifth dimension, it's vital to consider the kinds of technologies and tools that might be developed to navigate and manage life within such a complex reality. These innovations could be as revolutionary as the shift to the dimension itself, fundamentally altering how we interact with our environment and each other. In a dimension where traditional physical laws can be manipulated or do not apply, technology would likely focus on harnessing and controlling these new capabilities. For example, devices capable of stabilizing or manipulating dimensional properties could become essential, allowing us to maintain consistency in our surroundings and ensure safety. Imagine technology that can adjust gravitational fields to facilitate travel or construct buildings, or tools that can directly manipulate timelines for educational or therapeutic purposes. The integration of advanced artificial intelligence could play a critical role in managing the complexities of the fifth dimension. AI systems could be designed to process the vast amounts of data and sensory input that humans might find overwhelming or incomprehensible. These systems could help in making informed decisions by simulating potential outcomes based on different actions in the multidimensional landscape. Let's consider the implications of returning to our familiar four-dimensional world after experiencing the fifth dimension. This transition could be as disorienting and transformative as the initial shift to a higher dimension, potentially altering individuals' perspectives and understandings of reality permanently. Those who return might find that their senses and perceptions have adjusted to the expanded realities of the fifth dimension, making our traditional four-dimensional existence seem more limited or constrained. They might experience a new appreciation for the interconnectedness of time and space, or bring back insights that could advance scientific, philosophical, and spiritual understandings in the fourth dimension. The return to the fourth dimension could have profound psychological impacts. Individuals might struggle with the limitations of linear time and conventional physical laws, or they might feel a sense of loss for the broader consciousness experienced in the fifth dimension. Adapting back to the normal might require reorientation programs or psychological support to integrate their experiences effectively. Our journey through the concept of the fifth dimension ends here, but the conversation it starts is boundless. By contemplating life in the fifth dimension, we unlock a multitude of questions about science, philosophy, and human potential. While the fifth dimension remains a theoretical construct, its exploration offers valuable insights into our own world and the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding. In imagining such possibilities, we not only expand the horizons of our knowledge, but also confront the responsibilities that come with such expansive potential. Whether or not the fifth dimension is ever proven or accessible, considering its implications encourages us to think critically about our own dimension and how we choose to go through the complexities of our existence.